I'm running my trains today, and trust me when I say there is a load of action in this op session. This video is brought to you with support from my patrons on Patreon. These videos would not be possible without them, and if you'd like to join the Patreon community, you can follow the link in the description below and join for as little as $1 a month. Today we're going to be doing a slight variant on the operation that I normally do, and we're going to break it up into three main sections. Those are going to be pickups, sorting, and drop-offs. Now these will all be mixed in throughout, and you will be able to see the stages in the top left corner of where we are at. As usual, we start in the East Valley yard. We got a couple of locomotives right here. A third locomotive will be joining them during the operation, but we're going to start with number 8888, and it's going to head to the East Valley industrial area to do some pickups. "8888 arrives in the East Valley industrial area, and there are three industries to switch here. We have a chemical plant, a scrap facility, and a distribution center. And the distribution center is the most difficult. You have to use this little switchback to be able to access it. And my in layout explanation for that is actually what used to be the main line, and they just decided not to remove it. We grab the one boxcar from the distribution center, and then we head over to the chemical plant to pick up the empty tank cars. We go in to grab the two large tank cars first. Next up, we grab the two small beer can tank cars. Lastly, we pick up the gondola from the scrap metal facility. I have a lot more to do on this industry, but you can see that everything is starting to take shape. 8888 returns to the yard with its East Valley pickups. Now the reason that we're doing this is because West Valley and East Valley have opposite facing turnouts. So we're going to grab these and then head up to West Valley to grab the two industries there. "8888 drops off its pickups and then heads up to West Valley. Now it is going to have to wait to get on the main line until the manifest that is coming in heads by. While we're waiting on the manifest, number 7138 is going to head out and grab the pickups that were just dropped off and sort them in and get them ready for the manifest to take out of here. Now here comes that manifest powered by Norfolk Southern number 8345 coming into the yard off the main line through the double crossover. The manifest does a loop around, which functions as our yard lead, and then pulls up to a stop right in front of the yard. 8345 detaches from the front for safety reasons, and then 7138 brings out the cars that are going to go on the train to depart. Now, using pretty much the entire train as a handle, 7138 is going to pull the train and drop off the cars that are going to be end up delivered into East and West Valley by the drop-off train. The yard switcher then goes and grabs the remaining pickups for the manifest freight and then reattaches it to the rest of the train, and then the manifest freight can head out. While this was going on, 8888 got clearance to head up the main line to West Valley, where there are two industries, a cement plant and a lumber yard. There are 4 cars in total to pick up here. .8888 heads back to the yard, but's going to have to hold in position until the drop-off train heads out for its switching. The yard switcher goes ahead and blocks the 2 drop-off trains for East Valley and West Valley. Now it's time for the East Valley drop-off train, and for that we're going to be using NS 6603. This is an Atlas SD60. Once 6603 has left with the drop-off train for East Valley, 8888 can bring in the pickups from West Valley. And 7138 hops out to put these cars in the yard. .8888 is done for the day and returns to its storage track. Over in the East Valley Industrial Park, 6603 arrives with the drop-off train, and thanks to the work of 7138, the blocking is going to make these drop-offs very easy. We're going to start with the chemical plant, and we're going to back the 2 large tank cars into their spot, and then 3 beer can tank cars into theirs. Now, there were no drop-offs for the scrap metal facility, so we're going to go straight to the distribution warehouse and drop off that box car. And remember, we have to do that switchback, which is why it's great that we're able to do this last. Now we can head back to the yard, grab our West Valley drop-offs, and head up the hill. Now, because the turnout orientation is opposite of what East Valley is, rather than having 6603 grab its own cars, we're going to have 7138 bring out the cars for this so that the train can be oriented properly for drop-off. .6603 pulls the cars up the hill and begins to switch the West Valley Industries. First up, we're going to go ahead and do the lumber yard, which needs 2 box cars, which are coming in right now. Next up, it is the cement plant with 2 covered hoppers. Once this is done, 6603 can head back down to the yard. (6603) backs into the locomotive storage track, which can hold a maximum of 3 locomotives. Last but not least, 7138 backs in, which completes the operation. By breaking up pickups and drop-offs into 2 separate operations and then 2 separate sub-operations within this, it gives more people more things to do when I want to share my layout with friends or family when I am operating it. Now, if you want to see some different ways that I've operated this layout, I'm going to link those all right here. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, and happy railroading.